Florida homeowners, it's not a question of if, but when the next hurricane will come. No matter what Florida weather has in store, StormSmart has products that protect every opening of your home while improving the look, feel, and function. From durable aluminum shutters, high-impact windows and doors, to our innovative storm catcher screens. Products that enhance the beauty of your home and keep your family safe. Because smart is complete hurricane protection, and smart is peace of mind. Call StormSmart today for your free in-home consultation.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with the Generac Home Standby Generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Denis Phillips Live. Brought to you by StormSmart. Protect every opening of your home. And Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
All right, so Denis is out tonight, and I'm Shay Ryan in for Denis Phillips Live. And Denis is at the Rose Awards in Pinellas County. It's out at the Clearwater. Now I'm forgetting the name, which hotel it's at. Nonetheless, I'm sure Denis will fill you in on all of the details. But so he's out there for the Rose Awards, which is a fantastic celebration, and he will be back in for the 11 o'clock news. And so I am here once again, sitting in his chair, trying to keep it warm while he's, out doing what he needs to do. So let's see. We'll get started here and say hello to a couple of folks. We've got Debbie from Riverview, hello, and Pat. We've got Debbie Johnson. I got let's see. So taking a look here, if there's something in particular that you guys want to chat about, let me know. And Denise and Brian are saying hello. Mary, hello. Sherry also. Okay, so we've got a lot. I recognize a lot of the regular names, which is nice. It's great to see you guys all here. And I do have my break times written down today, so I might be able to do a better job with that. Zephyr Hills, Debbie, nice to hear from you. I don't have any of the Saharan dust graphics set up. So, I can pull something up on the internet possibly during one of the breaks, but I don't have anything prepared for that. But let's talk about what's happening this weekend. It's the holiday weekend. I imagine folks have plans. You probably are planning for something fun this weekend across Tampa Bay. So we will take a look at what we are expecting for the forecast. Let's see, we'll go over here to WSI. Right now, we are looking at the Rivergate Tower camera. Absolutely gorgeous out there. You can see it's just a beautiful sunset, and we are clearly in a dry trend right now, and I imagine most of you have been enjoying it as much as I have been. So we're really looking at some beautiful weather here after we started the work week with so much rain. And the sad news is that we are going to get rain over our holiday weekend. The question is going to be, how much rainfall are we really going to see as we head through the weekend? So right now, as we're looking at the conditions across the area, 89 degrees, it feels like 95. For those of you who were thinking about the game, the USF game across the street here from us at Raymond James Stadium, they are not expecting any rainfall for that game. You can see it on the radar right now, clear, dry, nothing going on across all of Hillsborough County at this point. We had a little rain earlier, but that has all cleared up. All of the rain has moved to the east, and it's going to be moving across I-95 and out into the Atlantic as it tapers off after sunset. So we're going to be in pretty good shape here overnight and then early tomorrow morning. So if there's something that you need to get done and you need dry weather for it, I would definitely say get it done either tomorrow morning or early Saturday. And after that, we're definitely going to start seeing some higher chances for rain. So we are, let's say, Friday at 9 o'clock. I was just reading, okay, Charlotte Vaughn, you were saying, are you on the spot streaming today? No commercial breaks unless you're on TV. Yes, we are. So we're on the spot streaming now 5 days a week at 7:30, from 7:30 to 8. So yes, we have commercial breaks every day, Monday through Friday now. So I will take my first break at 7:38. That is what I have now written down, so now I won't have to ask you, hopefully, as many times, but feel free to give me reminders. So back to the Futurecast, we're looking here, dry conditions to start off. It's 1 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll start to see some showers developing. It's not going to be anything really heavy, but we will start to have a few showers at that point. And then by midnight, it's absolutely dry again. So not a ton of rain for Friday night. Saturday morning, we start off completely dry again. We've got a lot of sunshine to start off. And then earlier in the afternoon, so we're talking 1 o'clock or so, we start to see the rain coming back, and it's going to be closer to the coastline. So that's the part that becomes a little more of a nuisance for your outdoor plans over the weekend. And it really starts to pick up and gets more noticeable close to the coast on Saturday afternoon and evening, and around Tampa Bay. So our more densely populated areas, our more traveled roadways like I-75 and I-4 are really getting drenched on Saturday afternoon and evening. It won't be all day though, so like I said, earlier is better for getting out. But when you take a look at where these rainfall amounts are going to start accumulating, it's Saturday evening on through Sunday evening. We're looking at some decent totals, some soaking rains returning. So after a couple of dry days, which has been quite pleasant, now we're seeing the rainfall come back, and that will bring the temps down. So Lisa, you're asking about the weekend, and that is what I'm talking about. So you're going on a cruise to the Bahamas, and I'll take a wider look out and look at that weather as well. But right now I am focusing just on what we're seeing here across Tampa. And tomorrow, temps, I'm just gonna fly through this because the temps are not all that different from anything that we've seen lately. But take a look at this. Where the temps drop on Sunday into the upper 80s, that is usually the first sign of this time of year anyhow, of having cloud cover and higher chances for rain. As soon as the temps start dropping into the mid to upper 80s, we can heat up so quickly. All you need is a couple breaks in the clouds and some sunshine coming through, and we easily hit 90. So it does look like, we're gonna have some wet weather there, at least starting on Sunday. So as far as Orlando this weekend, Rochelle Raymond is asking, it's going to be very similar to what we're experiencing here. So you're going to be fairly dry on Saturday early in the day, but starting Saturday afternoon and then through the day on Sunday, you're going to have a lot more rainfall just in general across the state. It's that west to east flow again. We're picking up a lot of moisture from the Gulf, and this time of year, anytime you get that west to east flow, it really just picks up a lot of moisture. And Orlando, you get it from both sides because you're in the middle of the state, so you tend to, or at least more in the middle of the state than you are. You're not really right on the coastline, so you don't get the benefits of a sea breeze or Gulf breeze. And so you're going to tend to see more rainfall there. So unfortunately, if you are headed to Orlando or the theme parks on Saturday afternoon, you've got a better chance of having some drier hours, but Sunday and Labor Day are looking wet. And let's talk about the tropics, because this is great news. The tropics right now, very quiet. So we are looking at nothing happening right now in the Gulf. The Caribbean is also quiet. As we go across to the Atlantic off the coast of Africa, there's this little spot that we're keeping an eye on. And I'm gonna go to a commercial break real quick while we, because I am now seeing that it is time. So we're gonna go to a commercial break really fast, and then when we come back, we'll talk about the tropics once again. All right, so did that go? Yes, the tropics went. Okay, so I'm gonna set up what we'll look at here in just a second when we come back from the commercial break. So this is where I'll get into You know the drill, right? The Euro, the GFS, we'll talk about those things. In the meantime, let me scroll through here and see what else we've got going on, so I'm not missing. I saw somebody asked about Bartow, and hello from Floral City, Marianne. So Bartow, when you're asking Shirley Walker, you're asking about Bartow. I am imagining you're asking about the rainfall or the forecast for the weekend, and it's pretty much the same chances for rain no matter where you're at this weekend. There isn't a big difference from one spot to another. So the rain chances are going to be highest in the afternoon to evening. It does look like on Saturday, anywhere around I-4 in Tampa Bay, so that also includes Bartow, you're going to have higher chances for rain Saturday afternoon and evening, and then Sunday we'll even see chances for rain before noon. I've got a few seconds left. Okay, about 5 seconds before we come back from break. 3, 2. All right, and welcome back from the break. So we're going to talk about the tropics now. We'll finish talking about that. So let's go to I'm going to pull it full so you can see what we're looking at. And we're going to look at some of the models, and I can show you how things are shaping up and just how good the tropics are looking, because this is my happy place when we have tropics that look like this at this time of the season. So here we go through the Euro, and we have that one area of low pressure here that's going to be racing off to the north and east in the Atlantic. And the one spot that we're keeping an eye on for potential development is this right here off the coast of Africa. That's what we're seeing in yellow right now. And that, as you watch with time, that area tries and tries and tries and tries to develop, and it just doesn't pull together. So let's take a look. I'm gonna set this up again. This is the GFS. Earlier, it was not, all the data wasn't populating, so let's see if it'll populate this time. And we can get a good comparison between the two. But this is what we want to see. And this right here is also showing us, if you look, I'll take a break from that, right on top of us here. So we've got an area of low pressure, and that's that onshore flow that I was talking about that we're getting this weekend. So this is for the 30th, which is, today is the 28th. So that would be Friday, Saturday. So Saturday, the rain starts picking up. And then on Sunday, you end up with high pressure trying to build in, but it just doesn't take. And you can see by Monday how much rain is right on top of us. So I'm going from tropics back to, back to rainfall. All right, let me talk about tropics again. So we're watching back to off the coast of Africa. I'll stop trying to confuse things. That low caught my eye. All right, so here off the coast of Africa, now we're looking at the GFS, and that is showing us that it just, again, tries to develop. Maybe we get that closed low right there, and we get a number or a named system there, but it just doesn't really hold together. And it does look like it's taking more of a path that goes like this. So at that point, we're really missing, you know, if we're going to have a storm that's going to impact us, usually it's going to take more of a westerly path. It's going to have to come in along that way. So this is looking good for us. That's the point, is that when you watch, now I'm going back to the Euro, and we can follow that path again as well. And this version is showing that same batch of storms right there. And it tries to develop. You can see that counterclockwise motion, trying. And there it is again, almost a solid closed low. And this one is a little farther south in the Atlantic, but it's still struggling to hold together. So that's all good news. That's what we like to see. And here is that yellow spot. You can see 20% chance over the next 7 days for development. And the development is considered to be slow as it moves west-northwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. So we'll continue watching that. And then let's see. Okay, so our chances for rain start picking up, and I wanted to mention again, if you are going to be out at Gulfport for Gecko Fest on Saturday, a lot of us from the station are going to be out there. So we wanted to take a look at what the rain chances would be. So let's see, so this should be just about Gulfport. And on Saturday, I'm gonna pull this up. I don't know if you were here, or the last time I came in, I was showing you this model. This is what I like to look at for rainfall. And this right here is showing you just how dry it's going to be on Friday morning. Pretty much guaranteed to be dry, at least through about 1, 2 o'clock. And then on Saturday in the morning, slight chance for rain early. And then by Sunday, you can see a much better chance for rain, pretty much a chance for rain at any point during the day, and that just continues all the way through to Monday. So it's really not looking great. And when you look at the percentage chances, it's somewhere between 45 and, what is that, about 80% coverage of rain in any given spot across the area. So the best idea is to try to get out early in the day. Now, if you're going to Gecko Fest, we are going to be out there, Gecko Fest itself, it's on Beach Boulevard in Gulfport, and it's from 10 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night. And I just realized I have to go to break, so I am going to go to break, and we'll talk more about Gecko Fest coming up after the break. I think I'm sticking to times this time. You know, I think it's coming together. All right, let me check some of your notes. Thank you, Anita, for letting me know that it was break time. Oh, Mary, you did too. Oh, you guys are so awesome. And Trisha, Dawn, you guys are so great. Okay, so Gregory, you're asking where Denis is. Denis is at the Rose Awards in Pinellas County, and so he will be back for the 11 o'clock news, so you can tune in. He will be there, or he will be here then, but he is off tonight, and so I have the glorious job here of filling in for him, and I don't have my suspenders tonight, so, you know, don't have that, but I am here. Let's see. I have to have the glasses. I can't read anything without them. 27 seconds left in the break. Yes, Ellen, you said he's emceeing an event, exactly. Okay. Oh. How will Orlando be? I think we talked about Orlando. Orlando you've got a good chance for some rain here over the weekend. And so, Ryan, yeah, you're saying washout. I think by Sunday, we may feel like it's a washout. I think that's a chance. Oh, we're back from the break. So we're back to talking about the weekend weather. Hopefully, you've got some good, fun plans for the weekend here. I am going to pull up our Futurecast so that we can take a wider look, because we had some questions about the Bahamas. We had some questions about whether or not we were going to have rain in other parts of the state. So let me get that pulled up for you, and then we can take a look on the computer here at where we're going to see rain. So just ignore the cities. Maybe I can get you a better one. Let's see. All right. So this is Friday morning, and for those of you, if you are going to the Bahamas, you can see the Bahamas are pretty much in this area. Oh, you can't really see where I'm drawing with my hand. Look where you see Miami and go to the east and to the southeast, and that's the Bahamas. So as we're watching through time here, chances for rain, it's going to be pretty typical here on Friday for most areas. It doesn't look like anything. I'm going to have to pull this out differently, aren't I? So Saturday morning, again dry. There is the rain that's developing. This is not working the way that I was hoping it would work. I'm going to open this up differently. Can you still see it? You can, right? Yes. Okay, good. So here we go. And now just ignore the cities. This isn't the way this graphic is supposed to be used. But when it comes to the rain, here you can see what we're looking at now a little bit better. Bahamas, if you're in Orlando, Polk County is the one that's in the middle that's really big, and then Orlando is going to be off just to the north and east of that. So Saturday overnight looks good, and then 1 o'clock, Orlando looks like passing showers. Saturday evening looking hit or miss. It doesn't look that bad. I really think what it comes down to is going to be Sunday. That's going to be our wet day. And so let's see if we can, how far into Sunday we can get. So Sunday morning is maybe until 10 o'clock is looking fairly dry. And then we've got rain that starts to develop after that. And then we run out of data. So it doesn't go all the way through that far. That's as far as we got. But that is what we're looking at. Another look at what we're getting for coverage of rain. I don't like this model quite as much. I think it's a little bit deceptive because I think we will get more coverage of rain and it'll be a little bit heavier, a little more soaking rains on Monday. But that's, this is another depiction of what we're looking at for rainfall. The 7-day forecast, if you want to take a peek at that. Here is our 7-day. So again, so Daytona Beach, I would not say it's a washout, but it is going to be wetter for sure over the next couple of days than what it has been. It's absolutely going to be wetter throughout the entire state over the next couple of days, Saturday, Sunday, especially, and Monday, than what we've had the last few days. We've enjoyed a nice little dry out after starting off a really wet week, but I think we still have dry hours. From what we were just looking at on the Futurecast, granted, it's a guide, it's not the rule, but we are still seeing enough dry spots. It's not completely covered in rain all day long, so let's cross our fingers for that, especially with a holiday weekend. Okay, so when it comes to Gecko Fest, if you're going to be out there, Gulfport, 10 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. If you're not familiar with what it is a festival in Gulfport, and I'm going to put it on the screen again. So there's dancing, there's music, it's let's see. So there's art, there's live music, there's street performers, food, of course, and drinks. You know I love food. And it is also free. So the parking is free, and the admission is free, and the event is pet friendly. So, I mean, you can't get better than that. And what else is going around on Tampa this weekend? We've got all kinds of fun stuff. You can see, hopefully you can see all the stuff we've got. Lots of fun stuff. I love the Visit Tampa Bay website. sourdough cookies and starter at Armature Works. You can learn how to make sourdough cookies. That sounds like fun. Okay, let's see, what else? We are gonna need to go to another break, and when we come right back, and then we'll be right back. All right, here we go. 1:30, all right. So what else should we talk about? What else do we need to do? Tampa Bay Blues Festival announced a whole bunch of new features and bands for 2026 for April. That is awesome. And Mary, you're saying it always seems to rain on Gecko Fest. It definitely seems like the afternoon and evening are going to be wet. And so, Casey, you heard a crazy noise on the raining graphic. Oh, and Denis had fixed it on his. Okay, so mine isn't turned off. I know what you're talking about. Oh, that's interesting. It is weird how that works. There is a, I'll have to check that out. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see, coming back from the break in 22 minutes. Oh, and Mary, you said it's the biggest, so it's Gulfport's biggest party of the year, and it is not to be missed. We have 7 seconds. It's like no other festival. Bring money to tip the buskers? What are buskers? All right, we're back from the break, and Mary Roberts is mentioning in here in our chat that if you're going to the Gulfport, if you're going to Gecko Fest in Gulfport, that you should bring money to tip the buskers. But I don't know what buskers are, so I'm hoping somebody, possibly Mary, will tell us what the buskers are. And Mike wants to talk about candy. He's late. What are we does Denis always talk about candy? I always thought it was Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the water skiing. I water ski. Yes, I didn't do a story on it, but I do water ski. Oh, street entertainers. Okay, so street entertainers are the Huskers. Okay, so make sure you bring money to tip them. So that's fun. A lot of us from the station are going to be out there on Saturday. We're doing a listening booth, so you can come over, talk to us. If you have any story ideas, you can share your story ideas. If you just want to say hello, you can come over and just say hello too. Denis will be there, Wendy, Paul Lagrone will be there. Quite a few of us are going to be there at different points during the day, and so we'd love to say hi. It's always nice to say hi in person and get used to all these names and don't have a face to put with it, so that would be great. And someone is asking for the 7-day before we leave, and we only have about 30 seconds, so let me get you the 7-day. And we can get that up for you. These buttons seem to get easier and easier to push every time. So we have 20 seconds left before we say goodbye. And like I said, Denis is out. He's emceeing tonight, but he will be back on Tampa Bay 28 tonight at 11 o'clock. And we'll have the forecast for you, and I'm sure more information about what he's been doing tonight. See you next time. All right, so to the Facebook friends, thank you so much again. You guys are always awesome. Can't thank you enough for being so great. And I will see you next time. I'm not sure when next time is, but there might be one. Denis is